Starting with breaking news on the coronavirus pandemic. Overnight, more cases of the Omicron variant were detected. But again, we're talking 8 cases in France, 1 case in Japan. There are still a lot of unknowns about Omicron and what it means for the U.S. and the world. This morning, again, Japan and the French island of Reunion in the Indian Ocean are reporting their first cases of the new variant. Both of those countries, both of the cases that we know of are people who recently traveled to South Africa, where the variant has been reported since last week. We just learned the variant was detected in the Netherlands before 2 flights arrived last week carrying people with the virus. The United States, one of several nations to restrict travelers from at least 8 African countries. So far, doctors in South Africa reporting patients have mostly mild symptoms. Mild symptoms, and yet this global response is nothing short of, it's just staggering, historic. Our Allison Harris is live at the White House right now. Allison, what exactly is the Biden administration saying now about Omicron?
Good morning, Adrienne. So the president is now being briefed on this variant daily. The president is really pushing vaccines and booster shots, saying that that is the best way for Americans to protect themselves against any variant, including Omicron.
Good morning, folks.
President Biden calling Omicron not a cause for panic, but cause for concern, announcing restrictions and lockdowns will not be part of his new strategy on Omicron, the highly mutated variant inevitably making its way to the U.S.
You have to get your vaccine. You have to get the shot. You have to get the booster.
The president instead pushing vaccines, booster shots, and masks, although CDC guidance on masks has not changed.
We do not yet believe that additional measures will be needed.
But the CDC did change guidance on booster shots, strengthening the recommendation, saying Americans who got their second shot before June 1st should get boosted. Dr. Fauci advising the president it'll be 2 weeks before the world knows more about the variant's transmissibility and severity. As a South African doctor says Omicron patients have very mild symptoms, but early data shows it is more transmissible.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Dr. Fauci saying vaccines and boosters should protect from the variant, but the administration is putting vaccine companies on standby to create a more effective variant-specific vaccine if needed.
Our health and medical team is doing necessary data analysis to make an evaluation about the efficacy and if there's anything that needs to be done by manufacturers to make any changes. But we're not predicting that at this point.
The president's going to the National Institute of Health on Thursday to talk about his new strategy to address this variant and COVID moving forward this winter. The administration has committed to transparency and letting the American people know when this variant does reach the U.S. As Dr. Fauci says, that is just a matter of time. Adrienne?
Yeah, but it's still so amazing to me, and I'm sure so many others, that the number of cases in the world total less than 1,000. And right now we are responding, and other nations are responding with these very strict travel bans. Some people are already seeing canceled flights. Allison, thank you as always, and we will continue to check in with you this morning from the White House. Now, the number of... Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.